Hi guys, welcome to the video description for my damage threshold modifier and damage resistance adder mod for Fallout New Vegas. This mod, as the name says, lets you multiply the damage thresholds of all the armors in the game automatically through a script, as well as adding DR to all the armors in the game based on a percentage of their damage threshold and their weight class. So we are going to take a look at the menus first. This mod has a fully customizable MCM menu to configure all of the different settings in it. So if I go to mod configuration, DT multiplier, and DR adder, you can see in the light armor category that the DT multiplier is set to 1, which means it will not change. It'll be 100% of DT. The weight multiplier is set to 0.8, so the armor's weight will be 80% of what it normally is. And the DR percentage is set to 40%. So the DR of the armor will be 40% of its DT after it's multiplied. So let's look at our light armor, the Courier Duster. It has a DT of 13, a DR of 5, which is 40% rounded, and a weight of 2.4, which is 80% of 3. So normally it has a weight of 3. This mod reduces that slightly if you're using these settings. And if we go to medium armor, the weight and DT are unchanged, and the DR is 60%. If we go to heavy armor, the DT is actually multiplied by 1.25, or a 25% increase. The weight is given a 20% increase, and the DR percentage is 80% of that multiplied DT. So if we look at our metal armor, it has a DT of 15 and a DR of 12, which means that based on these numbers, it had a lower DT originally, and it had no DR. And its weight was originally 30, and it's now 36. If we go to power armor, this functions slightly differently. So in the settings, there is a separate power armor category with a DT multiplier of 1.6, a DR multiplier of 1.5, and a weight multiplier of 1.4. Now, as you can see, it actually has a DR multiplier, not a percentage, because what it does is it checks the weight class of the power armor, which in this case is heavy for the T51B armor, and it multiplies these numbers. So it will take the DT of 1.25 and multiply that by 1.6. Now, I can't do that math in my head, but the original DT of the T51B is 25, and it has now been increased to 50. And the DR is 60, which means that, if we look here, the DR percentage is 80 multiplied by 1.5, and that gets you to our 60 here. The weight is also multiplied, and it comes out as very high, 67.2, which is much higher than the regular weight of the armor, and that is because 1.2 times 1.4, it stacks. So that would allow me to customize anything I want. So if I think metal armor is too weak, which I do, I can go into my mod configuration, go to the DT multiplier for heavy armor, and I can just change that so it's 1.4, make the DR percentage 125, and go back, continue. And now when I look at my metal armor, DT of 16, DR of 21. So now it's better. And I can do that for any armor that I want. So I can customize the mediums, lights, and the heavies. And if I want to have the separate multipliers for power armor, I can. I can also set these to 1.00, in which case it won't do anything and it'll just be the same as its weight class. So I hope you enjoyed this quick look at the damage threshold adder and damage threshold multiplier and damage resistance adder mod for Fallout New Vegas. I hope to see you again on another video. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.